Hello everyone, happy Friday. Hope everything is going okay. Hello replay viewers and hello catch viewers. Catch viewers you can watch at on Periscope. Do a search for Penguin and Fish and you can watch live. For a little bit longer, Catch is stopping everything though soon, so I will be putting all the replays on YouTube, and I'm at Penguin and Fish Movies on YouTube, so you can find me there, and all my scopes will be there soon, within a couple of weeks or so. So thanks so much for coming in tonight. Happy Friday. I'm gonna flip you around. I know, phew, right? I'm gonna save them all still. All right, I'm gonna flip you around. Hey guys, happy Friday. I am on location here in Wisconsin at my parents' house still, and we are going to start block number 20, Nature's Walk by Vicki Tucek. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce her last name, but this is block number 20, so a fifth of the way through all the blocks, or 20% through all the blocks. So this is a big embroidery block tonight, guys. So we have this cute little border, but all this embroidery we're gonna do, and we are gonna start the embroidery tonight on this block. I have it all prepped and ready to go. Hello, thanks for stopping in tonight. If you're new here, my name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make lovely and quirky hand embroidery patterns and kits. I'm the author of Sew and Stitch Embroidery and a fabric designer as well. Yes, go Wisconsin, exactly, right? So hello, thanks for popping in. So I got the design all printed on the sticky Fabricelli. It's all ready to go. Hello from Arkansas. Hello, Debbie from Pennsylvania. So we are all ready to go. I picked some fabric. Let me know if you guys started this yet. This is quite a bit of embroidery, so this will take me a little bit of time. You need your help with this blog? Thank you for sharing. Oh, so yeah, so we will be playing around there. If you need some help with embroidery, if you go to my Catch page, it'll soon be on YouTube, but if you go to Catch still, to katch.me/penguinandfish, I have a embroidery lessons section on there, and then you can look to get some basic stitches, but we will be working on this. I think I'm going to start with these satin stitch areas, which are these kind of flowery things, and move on from there. We will probably not get, well, might get one done of satin stitch tonight, but we'll see. Oh, you're finished. Whoa, you're a quick embroiderer then. Yeah, because, oh wait, this was released yesterday, wasn't it? Oh yeah, so I wasn't here yesterday when this was released. It's from the Splendid Sampler. Oh, the last day for replays on Catch is today. Okay, well, they are all being put to YouTube, but this one, you can see the replay tomorrow still here on Periscope. Periscope still has a 24-hour replay, so you'll be able to see this one again for the next 24 hours. But then again, I'll be putting it on YouTube. It's not going to all be organized right away on YouTube, so we'll have to figure that out. Once I get home, after I'm at my parents' house, I will really try and figure out how to categorize it, because I want you guys to be able to get to the videos easily and find what you're looking for, and that's what I'm going to try and do on YouTube. So, all right, we are going to start this. I'm going to flip you around. If you finished it or worked on it, let me know how it went, how you liked it, and if you have any questions while I do some of this embroidery, feel free to ask below, and I'll do my best to answer. All right, flipping you around. All right, so I found this kind of crazy fabric in my stash that I brought. I brought all my fabric with me here, and I was going to do a light colored fabric, and oh, if you're having trouble seeing, tell that person to go out and come back in if they're having trouble. So I found this wacky fabric. I was just going to use a white, or I had white with little purple dots on. I don't know if you guys remember that fabric, but then I saw this one, and you know what? I'm like, this is pretty sunny and shiny and bright. It'd be kind of cute with the little flowers on. So Catch is stopping, like they're closing down or something. So they're gonna shut down the website. So I am uploading all of the videos to YouTube, and They can't keep up, no financing. Yep, that is what it seemed like, Cora, for sure. So yeah, but I'm gonna have all these replays on YouTube instead, which will probably be easier for everyone. It's a little more work for me, but it'll be good. Any retirement cake left over? A whole freaking pile of it, and it was being eaten tonight a little bit, and I might have some in an hour or so. A whole lot of cake left. That was a pretty big cake. All right. So let's get going. I think before I stick this on, I thought we'd start to pick some colors. Yep, so they are gonna migrate. So they're currently migrating, Catch is currently migrating my videos to YouTube, but it is in no order whatsoever, and I gotta rename things, and it's not gonna have our conversations in it either, and I don't think any of the videos will from here on out unless you're on Periscope here, so that is kind of a huge bummer. I'm not sure how we'll navigate that yet. But yeah, so they are transferring my current catches, but from after they shut down, I will have to, and I think probably starting today, I'll have to put up all these myself. So, all right, I want to start choosing some of these colors before I cover up everything. Yeah, I know it's kind of a bummer, but it'll be good to have it on YouTube. Egg Drop has the convo, but haven't looked. Oh, is Egg Drop another thing like Catch? I don't know. I mean, I guess I'd like to have it on YouTube, so I will look on Egg Drop. I haven't heard that, but you know, I don't know why I would have heard of it. So we'll play around with that. I will, once I get home, I'll start looking into it a little bit more. I've been kind of offline for the past few days. So, all right, we kind of have this little gradient of color here, and I thought we'd pick, you know, it's kind of like a pink, you know, to darker to kind of, I don't know, a little row of pinks together. And so I thought we'd kind of pick that first. But since I have this yellow background, that's going to really affect the colors that we choose. So I'm going to just get these pinks right here so we can kind of see. I'm thinking of leaning towards some orangier pinks just because it will go with this a little bit. So what I'm going to look for now is just a series of 3 pinks that I think will be cute. You have a life outside of scope? I know, right, Cora? We went for the best walk today. My parents live next to this kind of nature park, and there's a bunch of bluebird houses everywhere, and bluebirds are kind of, I don't know, they're tough to find. Like they all get chased out by other birds, and you know, they're so pretty and fun, and so there's a bunch of bird houses, and we went and searched around for them, and we actually got to see a couple of the bluebirds, and it was sunny and beautiful, and it was just a wonderful walk, and it was really nice. So I got to do that today. Let's find some more pinks here. And then we just stay away from the yellow, stay away from yellow. Purple. I think I'm gonna stick with kind of these orangey pinks, kind of colors that I'll be able to see that can pop off of this yellow a little bit, but I don't know if I want it so contrasty yet. Like purple would be really contrasty. I think I want to go more analogous colors, which just means colors that are close to the yellow. So that would be like reds and oranges, and going the other way, just kind of greens, yet limey sort of colors. I'm kind of thinking that direction a little bit. But we'll see. I'm just kind of playing around with color right now. I want to start out with just the 3. Analogous colors makes your heart happy. Oh, that's cool. Oh, see the butterfly in purple. See, that would be neat to do mostly analogous colors, but then maybe the butterfly is a poppy, you know, opposite color. So an opposite color of yellow would be like a purple or a blue, something that's shockingly different from the rest of it, basically. So that might be fun for the little butterfly. I like that idea. But right now I'm going to play with these analogous colors, and I still do want to lean to pink, but you know, I got to take in consideration this kind of yellow background. So I kind of like these corally colors a little bit, are kind of fun. So something like that. These two might be a little close. I do kind of like the little bit of orange in there. I wonder if we go maybe even more pinky. Oh, see, now that's kind of cute. We got an orange to a pink to kind of like a brighter pink. That's kind of neat. Let's see what that looks like close up. I'll zoom you guys in. So that's kind of cute. Yeah, you know what? I like this. These will really blend together. So from far away, it'll look more like a blend, which I think would be kind of cool. So, all right, let's just go with it. We don't have to waste time picking forever. Let's go with these. So I will put this guy away. He can go right here. And I'm just gonna leave that there because we got a little bit of a glare, so we'll do that. So, all right, you know what? Why don't we pick? So those are kind of our main colors here. I have a color printout tonight on my mom's color printer. So why don't I try? I want to pick a green yet too, because that's kind of the other main color within here. And the green's going to be another color that I want to have work against this yellow and with these. So let's, you know, I got a bunch of greens in this one. So let's just kind of go over here. So probably a more yellow, oops, get you guys in focus again, a yellow green versus a really dark green. So I'm kind of thinking more in this realm. This might be a little light. Oh, that's actually not too bad. I kind of like that. So I want something like this versus a really, you know, deep blue. Like this would be too harsh. I mean, right here it almost looks like black, but you know, if you look at it away from that yellow, it's green still. You know, and here's, you know, this could be, you know, this is maybe a little dark yet too. I think just a nice springy green. Oh, I have this one that's even more yellow. Oh, it's just barely a little bit lighter. But you know what? I kind of even like that better. It blends into this, I don't know. This one is almost too close to this yellow. I don't know if this would pop off as much, even though I know these are really, really close. But I do feel like you can see this a little bit better off of the yellow. You know what I mean? I mean, even colors as subtle as this is just a hair darker and pops off a little bit more. So I think we're going to go that direction. Yeah. You know, another, you know, here's the other route if we go a little bit more blue like this. But I think to keep it in the analogous color realm, I think things that feel yellower, I think we're going to do that. Yep, okay. Nice. But yeah, so keeping with this yellow feel, this one that I just pulled, this is definitely going towards more of the blue feel. So this is, you know, if I were to, instead of doing analogous colors, which are close to the main color, if I were to go contrasting colors, which are, if I would have said no to these and done like purples and blues, then this might be a great green if I wanted to go contrasting colors, because this feels close to the blues and the purple side. But since we're going analogous colors, which are close to the main color, we'll keep it closer to the yellow. And same way how we kept these kind of orangey a little bit versus kind of a bluer pink. So, all right, I think we got it. This is all the farther I wanted to get with colors. I think for these little detail things, I mean, we can pick those out pretty easily, like the butterfly and you know, these little ladybugs and these stamens and stuff. Those I think are fine, but I wanted to, you know, make sure that we got these to feel right. And you know what? I think this is going to be bright and springy and kind of fun. So, all right, let's get going. I'm going to keep these with my project so I can remember what they are. All right, let's just set them aside for now. Okay, I got my sticky Fabricelli already. Like we printed it on the wrong side the first time, so we had to print it again. I'm going to cut that out. So my hoop is not big. This is a 6-inch hoop, I believe. It's not big enough to get all of, you know, this outside design in, but I don't need this outside design. I only need this interior part, and that's plenty good in the size. I like having the stabilizer stay within the hoop usually, and I cut my fabric big enough that it would go within the hoop too. This one, unlike mine, which is block 11, this one I can embroider first and then do all the sewing, which makes it kind of nice. Then I can have that bigger fabric, which makes it easy. So I'm going to just cut this out kind of around. I'll leave, I don't know, maybe 3/4 of an inch around the design just so I have that sticky edge. Now I probably should be using not a fabric scissors for this, a paper scissors, but we're not doing too much with it. All right, there we are. Oh, so now here's another thing that we're gonna experiment with. This is, you know how I usually print these at my house, which is on a laser printer. This is gonna be an inkjet printer. So we are gonna do the test to see if the inkjet bleeds when we take this off. So we'll see how that goes. And I did buy some of those color catchers just in case it does bleed, but I want to do this test. I've been talking about this test for a little while, and we'll just see how it goes with this. Oh, yours did bleed with the inkjet. Yours doesn't bleed. Okay, yeah, yours didn't bleed. You know, there's so many different, my mom and I were talking about this today. There are so many different kinds of printers, and they all have their own gig that, you know, it's hard to know. And, you know, so many different kinds of floss and fabrics and all that, you just don't really know. You use the solvay on top and skip the stabilizer. Oh, yes, so that's the other thing. This pattern had a whole thing about having this iron-on, this whisper weft or iron-on pellin to the back of the design to add stability while you're stitching. We're accomplishing that with the sticky Fabrisolvy, so I'm not doing that either. I'm not putting another stabilizer on here, and frankly, I don't know if you would have needed one to begin with. I rarely, I would have just, you know, if I was going to trace it, I would just trace on here and start stitching. I don't think you need an extra stabilizer. The only reason I'm using this stabilizer is so I don't have to trace anything. I can just print it out. I mean, this would have taken forever to trace, right? So I can just print it out, stick it on, and it comes off with water when I'm done really easily, and I just, you know, I just don't want to trace. That's just too much work, right? So that's why I'm using this. I don't think I need it for the stability of the embroidering, personally. All right, there we go. That's about that. Let's just stick it right in the middle. This is kind of in my way. Well, I think that's fine. We will cut this down to size when we're done. Ooh, we can start to get a sense on this yellow already. That's kind of fun. This yellow is all sorts of crazy, but I think it's fun. My husband thought I should get an embroidery machine to do this block. Well, the embroidery machine, then you'd have to program all this in, and that's not exactly the easiest thing either. My printer is mad at me, had to trace. Oh, that's a bummer, Pax. The tracing isn't too hard when you're on, you know, a light colored fabric, but with this, he isn't cute. Or isn't he cute? Funny. With a pattern background like this, or if you're on a dark colored fabric, it can be hard to trace sometimes, so that's another reason why I like this Fabrisolvy. But you can trace directly to the Fabrisolvy, and that's still easier than tracing directly to your fabric. You're on white. Oh, that's good. I was going to use white. I have a muslin, but then I saw this in here, and I'm like, you know what? I rarely embroider on a patterned fabric, and I thought, you know what? That's going to be my challenge for this one, is I'm going to attempt this patterned fabric embroidering on there. All right, getting her in the hoop here. Let's scooch that forward. Need a pattern on that table. Hello, that's tic-tac-toe, tic-tac-fo, my brother. Doing shabby chic, so using white. Oh, that's nice. Alrighty, here we are. I'm not pulling it too tight here. I just want it a little taut. I don't want to stretch my fabric, but I want it taut enough. My background has flowers and hummers. Oh, that sounds super cute. That fits well with this. All right, let's think about this. So I had the color. I think I like how I had the color laid out in the blend. So let's do the dark pink in the middle, sort of heart, and then the light pink, and then this orangey on the outside. And then these little, I don't know, I guess they're petals. These little petals are one of these colors too. So we can just decide that later, what color we want these petals. But I'm gonna start on the smaller one, just because I think it'll be easier just to start on the smaller one. We'll see how the smaller one goes, and then we'll do the bigger one after. So I'm gonna start with this center heart here with this. I don't know, maybe I shouldn't start on the center heart. Maybe I should start all the way on the outside and work in. But you know what? We're gonna work on the inside and go out. So let's do this. So I am going to grab, I don't know, about 3 feet worth of this, and I'm gonna use 3 strands of thread. I'm gonna go back to my normal 3 strands. And the number of strands is just, it just controls kind of how wide your stitch is. You know, 6 strands would be a wider stitch than 1 strand. I'm going to do 3 just because that's what I'm used to doing, and it'll cover a space relatively quickly, I think. And I like that you can just split the 6 strands in half. It makes things easier. So I'm going to just hold this behind me here quick and separate the thread. Do you pull all of your floss on the little... I do put it all on the little white bolts just because I like having them all organized in my bin. And I liked just being able to grab them. Like, I can travel with this. I can just grab the colors I need and go. This makes it really easy for that. I can even put them on a ring, all of them on like a little metal ring, so they're together. All like this project could have a metal ring, and they all live together. The skeins, if you leave them on the skeins, then it can tangle and all that. However, I do, you know, for pearl cotton, I do leave those on the roll like this, and if I'm using something, you know, like a 12 weight thread like Aurifil or Sulky or something like that, I'll leave that on the spool. But yeah, when it's just on those loose skeins, I will put them on here. Yeah, they tangle so easily if you don't wind them. That's exactly it. All right, so I'm going to start with my away knot, which means a little knot here. Okay. And I need to grab my needle. Let's get those ready to go. Okay. I got my little pile of needles here. I'll grab an embroidery needle. Okay, let's do this. I love your sparkly threads. Oh, yeah, so these are, what are these? Oh, I have it written down. They are... This is kind of a mixed bin of a whole pile of different brands. This is the Sparkle Metallic Embroidery Thread by Cosmo Embroidery Floss, which is by Lycian, is the parent company. But yeah, they have a lot of fun little colors. It's kind of like a colorful thread with the metallic wound into it. So it has a different colors. Like there's a blue and, you know, a slate color, and I don't know, it's kind of nice. It'd be fun to do a metallics in here. I was thinking of ordering a case like yours, but I will for sure. Yeah, it is nice just to have them, and you can close it up and it travels well. It's nice. It would be actually fun to do this whole thing in metallic, but I don't know. That's something, maybe the butterfly, maybe we can do the butterfly metallic, but the whole thing I think will just be too much energy for me. We'll just do, we're gonna just do normals. Oh, you could outline the flowers with a metallic. Yeah, that'd be kind of fun. Little details or something with the metallic. So here's my away knot, and I'm gonna start embroidering here. I think I'm gonna start with a line down the middle and then work this way and then work from that line this way again, because that line will give us a good kind of directional that we can all go off. Doing an all purple metallic. Oh, for Prince, I know. Isn't that just crazy town? I'm from Minneapolis, so that's, you know, like Prince land right there. Okay. Let's do our cross over here. All right, so I think I'm gonna go this side first. So I went from one end to the other, and then I'm gonna go back down to this end. I'm gonna just move like 1 or 2 little threads over and do that. Oh, do the stamens in metallic. Yeah, that'd be kind of fun. Or maybe I do this middle heart metallic, or like this guy here, the second little, I don't know. Somewhere would be fun to do metallic. So you're just crossing from one side to the other side, barely moving over. French knots for the bit of pollen on the ends. Oh, yeah. Oh, that would be cool. A bunch of sparkly French knots. That'd be kind of fun. Yeah, the metallic is thinner too, so it would take a little longer to do these satin stitches, but with these 3 strands, I think it'll go pretty quick. So just going one side to the other. You don't want to go right neck, like I don't want to come up where I just left, because then it doesn't make the satin stitches lie as flat. Do you outline the flowers? I suppose you could. I'm probably not. I don't usually outline my satin stitching. I'm probably just going to leave it as the satin stitches. But you could. It's just completely based on the look you're going for. If you want like a little outline around them, that's perfectly fine. It's completely up to you. That's what's so fun about embroidery, is that it's just all up for grabs what you do. There's no hard rules. Which also requires decisions, which can sometimes be difficult, but you know, that's what makes it fun and creative too. Well, we're gonna do one more little one here to finish off that little heart shape. I think this is gonna go pretty quickly. That's nice. All right. There we go. So here is, we got half of it done here. So now I'm gonna jump down to here again and then do this side. I just did, you know, I could have started on this side and went all the way over, but this is such a nice vertical line, this point to this point. I could have gone this way too, from here up, you know what I mean? But, you know, I don't know, we're growing outwards like this, so to have the lines go outward, I think is kind of nice. I think it'll be kind of the easiest way to go to. You know, you could angle it too, like I could start for this top one, I could start at this angle and go kind of around. But I think I'm gonna keep it as vertical as I can this whole entire time, I think. Or as parallel, all of them parallel to each other. But, you know, again, it's just kind of whatever you want to do. I think with a satin stitch, though, when you go all in the same direction, that's kind of what gives it its satiny look, because all your threads are going in the same direction. They're all laying down in the same direction. I think we're a little out of focus there. There we go. Yeah, I don't know, Andrew, if you're still in, but did you go to First Ave or anything like that for the print stuff? Everyone's kind of gathering around First Avenue where that in Purple Rain, that's the stage in Minneapolis where he did that performance in Purple Rain. All right, this guy's gonna go quick. Nice little pink satiny heart. Cute. I was considering it at 2 a.m. but was too tired. Yeah. Crazy. Yeah, we were looking on Periscope. People were periscoping from down there and seeing just like all the people down there. Just tons of people. All right, we're gonna do one more here. Me being out past 2 a.m. equals bad news. Yeah, that's understandable. All right, so there we are. We are done with that color. So I'm gonna just weave in the end. I didn't need nearly as much floss as I thought I was gonna there. So I got a bunch of extra here, which is fine. We'll use it on the other side. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I think this color is really pretty against this yellow too, so that was kind of fun. We'll go one more in there. My mom's working on finishing up the ruler, which is nice, from the last block. Wait, that was the last block. I think so, right? Then we've had 2 embroidery blocks in a row. That's kind of interesting. But I got all that to go yet. So that's going to be one of my unfinished blocks sitting around here for a little while that I'll have to come back to and catch up on. And the one before that too, I was going to add a little bit of embroidery, that flower basket one. And that one's going to have to wait a little while too. My embroidery basket feels neglected. I must try tomorrow and make some time for stitching. That sounds good. You know, Saturday is a beautiful day for embroidery, especially if you just want to chill outside. Just, if it's nice out, you can just sit out on the porch or something and stitch. Or if it's cold outside, then you can just come in and watch a movie and stitch. It's just such a, embroidery is just such a nice portable deal. Like, you don't have to drag your sewing machine around, and you don't need a lot of materials, and, you know, it's just nice. Weave that in one more. So much crafting, so little time. That is right. Okay. Let's snip that. You know, that's pretty cute by itself. That looks like this. You know, this tiny little heart on the yellow is just kind of cute. This is the back of the embroidery, but this will kind of get a look of what it's going to be like. I mean, the right side of the fabric's a little bit brighter, but, you know, it's popping through. It's cute. All right, let's do color number 2, which was this lighter. Oh, wait, did we do the wrong pink? Oh, no, this is just, just a hair lighter, I believe. Yeah. Yeah, there, now we can see. It's just a little bit lighter, so we're going to do that one next. So just because it's so close in color, it'll look like it's blending a little bit. So if we wanted to blend this even more, we could have done like a long and short stitch where the colors actually kind of intersect each other a little bit. That would, you know, like, so this would be the light pink and this would be the dark pink. They would intersect a little bit more, and that would make it blend even more than these satin stitches next to each other. But, you know, we're doing it this way, which will be nice. Then we'll get to see all these little hearts a little bit better then. All right, I don't think we need that much floss, but let's snip that. First bunch of daffodils open today, spring in northern Maine. Yeah, my parents here have, I mean, they could have a daffodil farm, really. They've had daffodils here forever, and they just get more and more bulbs every year. They multiply themselves, all these daffodils. So, like, my dad had a bunch of daffodils, like a smallish bunch of daffodils, and he kept digging down further and further and further, and there were just more and more bulbs just growing down, and he just populated this whole other part of the yard with all the bulbs from this one little area, and there's still more over there. I mean, there's got to be, you know, thousands of bulbs of daffodils around here, and they're all opening right now. It's so pretty. Fond du Lac's at the bottom of Lake Winnebago in Wisconsin. Oh, they don't grow in Florida? Oh, that's a bummer. Yeah, that's the first flower of spring. Pretty much around here are daffodils and then tulips close behind. Oh, too hot for bulbs. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, you know what? I tied a knot here. I wanted to just tuck it in the end. I have some old habits I'm trying to break. I used to do an away knot for each one, but now I'm kind of, after I get the first one done, I'm just weaving in the end of the second one. Oh, crocuses. Oh, those are cool too. Yeah. Oh, you think they need the deep cold winter? That could be for daffodils. There. Now we can tell that this is a different color. Do you ever separate your 3 strands and put them back together before threading the needle? So are you asking, do I take from the 6 strands of embroidery floss, do I take them out one at a time and then put them back together? I have once or twice, but I think I'm just more comfortable with taking them all 3 out at the same time. But yeah, you can do that. All right, so I'm going to do this next color. I'm going to try and stay vertical in the same plane. And so I think I'm going to do this middle one again, since that's got that nice vertical. And then I will do this side. It kind of goes down here a little bit. And then I'll go back up and do this side, and it goes down a little bit. Look at all your thread. I know, I got oodles of thread. And you know what? This is 2 bins. So this is the thread that I've been working with since I was, you know, probably 14 and making friendship bracelets. And I've been kind of adding to it here and there. Ah, there's Studio C, the hubs. He's back in Minneapolis right now, and I'm here in Fond du Lac. But I actually just bought, I think, 4 more cases of these plastic cases, and I have lots more embroidery floss from some different companies that I've just had laying around in skeins, and I haven't taken the time to roll them all up and put them and organize them, and I just started doing that. So soon I will have, I think, actually 6 more cases of this, which is crazy, but I'll be able to store it a whole lot easier. And so I definitely am loaded up with the embroidery floss right now. Yes, oodles of thread, oodles and oodles. Thread kitties are so cool looking. Oh, funny. I love organizing colors. Oh yeah, so this is highly organized right now, but that is only because I did that on purpose the other day. It wasn't like this all the time. DMC stash is so much cheaper than fabric or yarn stashes, and it takes up a whole lot less space too. That's for sure. Although I just was at a yarn shop, the knitting room in Fond du Lac here, and bought more yarn. But I'm hoping to knit it up in a little cowl. I got this cool pattern from there, and this really pretty yarn, and some new knitting needles, which is always fun. And I'm starting a little knitting project while I'm here, which is fun. I haven't done a knitting project in a while, so that's been kind of relaxing and nice. I came in late. Did you draw this? No, this is the next block for the Splendid Sampler. You can go to thesplendidsampler.com. This is block number 20 from the mystery sew along, the mystery quilt block sew along. I don't have much thread, but thinking I better get more. Oh, my mom just started to get a bunch more embroidery floss too. So she's got more colors, and she got a little plastic caddy and stuff now too. But yeah, so this is a free pattern. So you can go right now to thesplendidsampler.com, and this is the current block. I'm gonna just fill in this little shape down here a little bit. Looks like it's getting a little lower here. Block 20 of 100. Yep, there's 100 in all. All right. So I think we kind of got this little shape going down here. I probably didn't need this extra little stitch here, but oh well, it's there now. So, all right, we will, I'm going to jump to here, and now we'll go around this way. So this isn't taking as long as I thought. You know, usually for me and in general, you know, satin stitch all this in is, you know, takes way longer than if I would just outline these stitches. There was a bonus block today too. Yes. Oh yeah, because it's isn't it? It's Earth Day today, right? And so there was a little Earth Day block. I think it this little patchwork circle that you applique to the background pieced block, a little pinwheel sort of block. It looked pretty cute. So I haven't done any of the bonus blocks yet, except for the first one before the sampler kind of started. They had like one pre-release block. I did that one, but I haven't really had time to do, because I only work on the blocks here in the evenings with you guys, so I haven't had time to do any of the other blocks. The 3 petals that point down, are they supposed to match the top heart? It looks like they filled in this one and this one, and this one and this one with colors from here. So I think it doesn't, it looks to me from the color printout, it looks like they match the middle color, but I'm not gonna bother. I'm just gonna pick whatever I think looks good at that moment. I'm gonna work on. I've only thought as far as these go, and that green. I don't know which ones I'm gonna do for that yet. I mean, in theory, you could do all of those green too if you wanted them all to look like leaves instead of like petals. These look like bleeding hearts. Have you seen bleeding heart, like a bleeding heart plant? Except for they'd be kind of, they'd be full on vertical like this, but they look like little hearts with a little bit of, I think, white coming out of it, and so they look kind of like bleeding hearts. That's like literally what they look like, is a cute little heart shape with the little stuff dripping out of them. So bleeding hearts. Especially with the little heart shape that they have in here. I don't know, maybe even says on here that they're bleeding hearts. I didn't even look. No, it just talks about nature and stuff. I haven't had a chance to read the blog post about this, so I don't know what the designer talked about on the blog post. I'll have to do that when I get back into town and stuff too. I like looking to see what they say. I tried to mimic your family star fading into the background. Epic fail! The family star. Which one was that? Try to mimic your family star. Oh, yeah, the one with, where I did that weird, blue and white checked pattern, sort of, or like baskety pattern in the background, and then all the blue. Yeah, I mean, you could have considered mine kind of a fail too, because a lot of people don't like when the colors sort of blend into other colors, and I was doing that on purpose, and, so it depends on how you look at it. I'm sure what you did is beautiful. You know what I mean? It's just how you look at it. Yeah, because someone could have looked at mine and been like, well, your colors, I can't see the edges of your stars and all that, but I like it that way. All right, that's cute. Here's the little extra little heart. And now the next one, we're going to go veer to this kind of orangish color. So let's weave that in. And we don't have a way not to weave in this time because we wove it in before we started. They could be turned into snails, these little shapes. I think they're pretty cute little hearts. Oh, the ladybugs. Oh, the ladybugs could be snails. Oh, that'd be kind of fun. Little snails. Someone thought they were snails. They look like ladybugs to me. All right. It's the glass of wine. Oh, I don't have a glass of wine today. Oh, but we went to Friday night fish fry. So have you guys heard of that before? Friday night fish fries. I think it's kind of pretty much a Wisconsin thing. Like, as soon as you go over the border in Minnesota, I don't hear anyone talking about Friday fish fry ever, but Friday fish fry is a full-on thing here. Like, every restaurant and bar has their own Friday fish fry. So you go, oh, in Illinois too? Okay, yeah. I thought it was more of a broader Midwest thing, but they don't have it in Minnesota for some, a Catholic thing. Maybe that's what it is. That would maybe make sense with all these. That's this area for sure. But yeah, so there's a Friday night fish fry everywhere, and so we went to this bar that's close to my parents. Usually we can walk it, but it was pretty cool to cool out tonight, and we had just gone on that long walk in the park looking for bluebirds, so we drove there. But they had just yummy fish, and I was craving that yesterday because I thought yesterday was Friday and it wasn't, and I went to this place that we've had Friday fish before and they didn't have it because it wasn't Friday, and so it was a 2-day craving for the Friday night fish, and so we got a yummy beer, and all the beer is like, you know, yummy local, you know, small brewed brewery beer, and so I got yummy beer and my Friday night fish, and they always have German potato salad and coleslaw and stuff, and yum! It was good. So that's every Friday. Every Friday in Wisconsin, you gotta go find the Friday fish fry somewhere. And it's always, you know, my parents are always trying to find where the best one is, and, you know, sometimes it's good for a while, and then they kind of go down to the wayside a little bit, and you gotta go find another good one, and it's like, who is the best Friday fish fry, and you know, and the best vibe, and all that too. I keep trying to do another away knot, but I forget that I'm weaving it in the back, so I gotta do that. Oh, it's halibuts and chips there. Yeah, that's probably the case. Yeah, that's good too. Get some good fish and chips going. But yeah, nope, for us it's usually perch is the big one. Why do you stitch the new section up from the old instead of down to it? I could have done it the other way too. I could have stitched. Are you saying why didn't I start from this top one and go down? I could have. I just thought it'd be fun to stitch this little heart first, basically. I mean, I could have gone here and then jumped to this outside and then gone to the middle too. I don't think it matters all that much. I don't think there's really any rules on that. I mean, if it looks like, if it's easier, I just kind of do it whatever's easiest. Sometimes it'll be blatantly obvious, or not blatantly obvious, but sometimes it'll be clear that it'll be easier to go from one area to the other. Like, for example, if I wanted to outline this for some reason, I wouldn't do the outline first, because all these stitches would start to get in the, I would keep piercing my outline, and I would keep getting my outline in the way. It would be easier to do these stitches first and then outline the edge, because it would cover up all these stitch edges and stuff. So in that case, I wouldn't do the outline and then the inside. I would do kind of what it goes. Oh no, up at the bottom. Oh, and down to the, oh, I see what you're saying. So, I'll show you why, once I get this woven in, and I'll reiterate what you're asking again. Just let me get this guy up top here. It keeps the, here, I'll tell you what, I'll show everyone what they're asking, just a sec. So why am I going from the bottom, you know, from the bottom of the shape to the top of the shape, and then back to the bottom? So here's what I'm doing. So I'm going to the top of the shape. Oops, I'm out of focus again. There we go. Okay. And then I'm going back to the bottom of the shape, and then up to the top again. So why? Oh, no, that's perfectly fine. No, I totally get it now. So why am I not doing this? You know, I went from the bottom to the top. Now, why am I not going from the top to the bottom, right? So I could go like this. I'll do a couple stitches like that. So I'm going to go top to the bottom. Like, that's the question, right? And now I would go from the bottom to the top again, right? So I don't do that for two reasons. So the first reason is that it doesn't lay as flat as going in all the same direction. Yep, it would use half the floss, so it would save me on floss, that's for sure, because I wouldn't be crossing underneath. I'd be coming back up, so I'd be saving a lot of floss. But it starts to get this kind of funny wave in it, so it gets a little bit more open at the top and then close. Yep, it's not as smooth, exactly. Because all your stitches aren't going in the same direction. One's going up, and then you've made this little bloop here, and then it goes down. So then now there'll be a little bloop here if I start here. So they're not perfectly in a row. So you'll start to notice, like if I did this whole thing like that, you would see that they wouldn't be all laying perfectly next to each other. So that's one reason, you don't get as nice of a satiny look. The other reason is that the only thing holding this stitch in is like one tiny bit of like one thread or one or two threads, right? And that's not very stable. Like yes, very weak. So if anyone accidentally pulled on this, that could rip out, and then I'd have this whole loop and a little hole there. It's much more sturdy to go all the way under to the other side. Yes, it does use up a lot more floss. You could do the same, you could either side. So I could have gone top to the bottom, top to bottom, top to bottom, top to bottom, or, I'm going bottom to top. It doesn't really matter. But you do want to go from one side to the other and then go back underneath to where you started and then to the other and then where you started that side again. You don't want to do the trade off. You don't want to like zigzag it. You don't want to do that. Yes, it's fun buying new floss. So yeah, you do. So you know what? I'm actually going to even take that stitch out. The one that I did, that crossover one. But no, I could do it from the top to the bottom. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. But I don't want to do, see now here, look. It is only, that one stitch that I made is only being held in by like one or two like little itty bitty threads. So yeah, it's not using a ton of floss, but it is, yeah, it's in the danger zone of being pulled out and making a hole and all that. So that's why you don't want to come up right next to it, even though it's tempting because you would use a lot less floss, right? You'd use a ton less floss, but floss is like 70 cents and you're barely using any, Oh yeah, new clue on embroidery. Well, I'm glad you're here. That's awesome. So yeah, so I could have done this whole thing from the top to the bottom, top to bottom, top to bottom. I did bottom from the top for no reason whatsoever. I have no reason that I did one over the other. I could have done from top to bottom. You know what? Actually, if I had to make up a reason right now, it's because I can see it easier and my floss is out of the way. So I came up here, my floss can be down here, and then I can go up towards the top. I don't know if that's really a reason. Maybe the floss is just a little bit more out of my way. I don't know. I like the orange on the outside. Oh, cool. Yeah, so I love how smooth it is. So that comes from going in that same direction, the smoothness. And just, I'm trying to keep an eye on things as I go to keep things parallel. So if I go over a couple strands here, I don't want to go over more strands on top because my thing will start to angle. I'm really focusing on keeping it parallel to that center line. Yeah, yours gets wonky. Yeah, so that's why, so like if this one, like if I did this one, this one I should go right here, but if I went a little bit farther up here, and so my stitches would start to angle, sometimes I'll try and correct that by making more, like wider stitches on the bottom, and then eventually it'll kind of correct and stay parallel. But I am actively looking at my parallel lines as I go, and if I make one that's a little off, the next one, see like this one, for example, I don't know if you can kind of, it's pretty subtle, but this one angles up a little bit more. So this one I might go a little farther over on the bottom to try and make it all up, make it up, and then go closer to the top just to kind of make up that stitch that I angled a little too far. So I'll overcompensate on the next one to make it straighter again, just so that the overall effect is still that they're all straight. So yeah, so I'm actively taking a look back and a look forward. I'm not getting stuck only looking at the stitch I'm stitching. I'm stitching that, but then I'm making sure that I'm looking at all the stitches. Oh, thanks, Janelle. Thanks for popping in. Oops, I got a little thread I got caught there. So this is going pretty fast, this satin stitch, and I think one of the reasons, I am filling this a pretty small space. I mean, when I show you this after, like how big it is against against my body, which I kind of like just showing because it looks so much bigger when you're stitching it here on the camera here compared to what it is. It's really actually very tiny. So it's going pretty quick filling up this space. But I am using the 3 strands of floss too. If I would do this with just 1 strand of floss, this would be taking me hours and hours to do this amount. If I did this with 6 strands of floss, it would even go faster. But I like the 3 strands. What will you do now that catch is going away? So I'm going to put all my videos onto YouTube. So I like that my replays are available. Like I don't want to get rid of having the replays. But they won't be on Catch anymore. I'm gonna upload them all to YouTube. So they are currently, Catch is doing some of that for me. Catch is putting all my videos onto YouTube. However, I've taken a look at what they're doing and it's all out of order, like completely out of order, like 0 order whatsoever. And so I have to go in and I'm going to have to go in and reorder all of them. And it's not uploading all of them either. Yes, so it's under Penguin and Fish. It's actually under Penguin and Fish Movies. So if you go to youtube.com/Penguin and Fish Movies, they will all be there. I only have a couple videos there now, but I'm going to organize them and get them all up. I'm going to have to manually put up all the ones from here on out, so they might not be up as immediately as they have been with Catch. And they're not going to have any of the conversation anymore either, which kind of blows. So I'm trying to make a little bit more of an effort to repeat what you guys are saying, so people know what we're talking about here. But yeah, so it's not going to have the little conversation things. It's just going to have the video. I don't think it'll even have the little hearts or anything like that. So we'll just have to see. I'm not quite sure. I was hopeful but wondered how good the transfer was going to go. Yeah, I'm not sure. And you know what? Not all of it's going to transfer anyway because you know what? I was listening to Pandora and stuff during it, and YouTube isn't going to let me upload all of those movies because of like copywritten music because I was listening to Pandora, you know? So I don't know if we're going to have music anymore either. I don't have music playing now, and I don't know if we're going to... I don't know if I'm going to continue having the music either, so I don't know what to do about that. So I may go back through the ones that they're not, I mean, they're giving me warnings that they're not, that certain things, oh, you know, I could put it up to Vimeo too, that's true. I like the availability of YouTube, and I think people are kind of more used to YouTube. Yes, the music, oh dear, that may happen for me too. Yeah, Kathleen, so yeah, that may happen for sure. So I don't know what I'm going to do around that. I might try and, I don't know, we'll see. Oh yeah, so I'll keep the Periscope. So I'm still going to record I'm still going to continue this. So the Periscopes, the replay will still be on for 24 hours on Periscope, but Periscope is always only 24 hours. Yep, and I'll do more Facebook Lives too. So you'll still get to see all the replays on Periscope for 24 hours, and then I'll be putting them up to Catch after that. But again, I don't know, that's going to be like... So Facebook Live, I'll still be doing that. So Facebook Live is live streaming, just like what we're doing here, except it's on Facebook. So if you follow Penguin and Fish on Facebook, that's my page. So I think if you on Facebook, if you search for Penguin and then and with the ampersand fish and like that page, then when I do a Facebook Live, which is, you know, just like this, it'll show up in your feed if you follow me. Then it will show up in your feed. You may get a notification, but not, I don't know, I think your notifications have it on. But it's just like posting a photo or a a line of text or something, but it comes up as video, and the video is live, and it'll say when I'm live on it. So it's just like this. You can comment just how you comment normally in a Facebook post, but I will be able to see those comments as they happen. So you're commenting just the same, but I'll be able to see it as they pop up, and all those comments will stay there as well. And the other different thing is, you know how this Periscope here has the hearts in the corner? With Facebook, you know how you can like a post, you do the thumbs up, or you do that, you know, you can hold it down and do those hearts or those faces, those funny faces that they have now. You can do that, and you can keep tapping those the same way. So, like, you know, usually on a Facebook post, you can just hit like and you hit it once and then you're done, right? On the Facebook Lives, you can keep hitting them and it'll act just like the hearts, but they'll float across the side like this. So, you know, if you get some likes, it'll be like the blue likes, and if someone does hearts, then the hearts. If someone does the cranky face, then a cranky face will fly by, and so you still have that sort of effect while it's live. I don't know if, so there's a replays for those, so it's basically a video in your feed when you're done being live. I don't know if you can see those hearts fly by or anything anymore after it's just a video. And the other thing is you can't see the comments as they pop up on the replay because they're all just in the comment section underneath. So again, it'll still be, you know, I'll still have to, you know, read what you guys are saying so people know what's going on. Is there a time limit? Oh, so yes, there is. Kathleen, I did a test. I was wondering, I had read somewhere that there's a 30-minute time period on it. So I was reading that in a few places that, oh, it's only for 30 minutes. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to do a test. So I did an embroidery on it, and it went for an hour and 30 minutes. But it was exactly an hour and 30 minutes at the 5-minute mark. So at an hour and 25 minutes, it gave me a little warning on top that said, you will have 5 minutes left. And then at 4 minutes, it said, you have 4 minutes left. And you're an artist and have a lot of material, so I go long. Yeah, and that's how I do it on here, too. I go long. So I got exactly to the second an hour and a half out of Facebook Live. And I don't know if that veers or if they stay on that hour and a half. I suppose I'd have to do another test, and if they let me go on for another hour and a half, because I had read it was only a half hour. So that's not going to work for me here. Like, I did a scope a couple Saturdays ago that ended up being 7 hours long nonstop. So I wouldn't be able to do that on Facebook Live. So I am still going to stick to, at least for the time being, I'm going to stick to these Periscopes. Then upload the Periscopes to YouTube when I'm done, just because, you know, it's nice to be able to get to them still. But I think I am going to continue doing Facebook Lives kind of during the day. Oh, yeah, that one was kind of tough. I had a pretty sore throat after that. But and you know what? Then I came on that night still to do my normal 9:30 scope, which is what this is. This is I do 9:30 here every evening. But I'm gonna stick to my 9:30 scopes like I do here normally. So this is kind of like, this is pretty much the same thing every night, right? So it's at 9:30 and we do this crafting thing. I'm gonna do more Facebook Lives during the day, and that's gonna be more fun little tips, or here's where I'm at and what I'm, you know, working on right now, and little studio tours, and just if I go out or something, like to a gallery or something, I'll do maybe that on Facebook Live, and maybe keep these to, you know, our nightly deals where we can chit chat and make stuff and all that. So that's kind of my thought. I mean, I'd love to hear what you guys think about that, but that's my kind of thought. Are you leaving the black line showing in between the colors? No, I'm not trying to. I'm trying to butt them up right against each other, because when I wash this out, I want these colors to be right next to each other. If I would leave the black line, I would have a little line of fabric in there, and I don't really want that. So let's see how close I can get on here. I mean, I might not be doing a perfect job, so some might sneak through, but in general, I am trying to butt them up right next to each other. So it has that feel. I mean, right here, I mean, you can kind of see I missed a few spots. So through here, you'll be able to see the fabric popping through, but it's so minute. I mean, that was pretty close up that I was showing. Will you outline? I don't think I'm gonna. I kind of like satin stitches to hang out on their own, so I don't think I'm gonna outline it. Oh, so straight. I mean, I really am looking with every stitch I'm looking, was I off at all on that stitch? And if I was, I'm trying to correct it with the next stitch. So it gives the overall effect of being straight, of being in all the same direction. So yeah, I am with every stitch trying to self-correct it on the next stitch. Oh, it's fun. I mean, it takes a little doing, but it really is just looking at where you're starting and where you're ending up, and you get used to paying attention to those things a little bit more, I guess. So, all right, I think I'm going to get one more little bit in there to try and round out this little heart shape, and then it looks like the shape comes down a little bit, so I'm kind of filling it in. It looks a little goofy, me doing that, but I'm going to keep going anyway, so I'm going to throw a couple stitches so this kind of orange wraps around a little bit. But these colors are looking cute, I think. I think those are kind of fun choices. They blend together a little bit, and I don't know. I think it'll look fun on this yellow. We can peek at the back. The back, the wrong side of this fabric is pretty close to the right side, so we can get a sense of what this looks like by looking at the back, I think. Oh yeah, I was gonna put these little bits of color down here. Okay. I've slowed down with my quilting even. Oh! Yeah, I mean, it's kind of fun. I really like that they've included an embroidery in the Splendid Sampler here, because I think, well, first of all, I'm an embroidery person, so I love that people are kind of being forced to do embroidery. I kind of love that a little bit. But it's interesting to see, specifically quilters, I think, quilters who just do their quilting and just the piecing, it's a different feel to do embroidery. I mean, it forces you to go slow, and that's not something a lot of quilters like all the time. They like just whipping the things out, and a lot of times, oh, good night. Thanks for coming in, Elizabeth, or Libby. So it's kind of, I always like hearing when the quilters have decided to do the embroidery, like they're scared, and then they decide, you know what, I'm gonna do it, and they dig in, and for the first 10 minutes or something, it's really tough, but then all of a sudden, like after 10 minutes, it's like, oh, I'm just kind of chilled out and doing this embroidery, and I'm not worried about it going fast, and you know what, I'm gonna go to the couch, and I'm gonna sit and watch a movie, and I'm gonna just do this embroidery, and isn't this nice? And so it's just kind of really neat to see like quilters to be all about, getting their pieces and all that, to being able to just chill out a little and do some embroidery. Yeah, stitching lowers the blood pressure. Exactly. All right, one last stitch. Let's weave this one in. But yeah, it is kind of funny because you get going and you're like, oh, I'm going to crank this out and do it. But then you realize that it's taking forever, and then at some moments you're like, oh, I'm going to take forever. I have to leave right now, but really enjoyed hanging out. Oh, great. Well, come back tomorrow night. I'm here every night at 9:30 Central. But yeah, I love that, when they're just, oh, awesome. I love when they start to freak out a little bit, but then they just go with it, and it's like, wow, this really is relaxing, and you know what? I'm gonna go with the flow of this thing, and it ain't all that bad. It's just fun. I like it. I really love that the Splendid Sampler is really showing a whole range of different things. Oh, here we get a little sense of what these colors are gonna look like. That's kind of fun. I think it'll look cute on this yellow. So here we are so far. Let's check the time. Oh my gosh. I've been here a long time, guys. This is like way longer than I thought I was gonna be on. I was thinking it was like 9:45 yet, but I mean like 10:15, but it is already 10:40. Holy cow. Well, I got caught up in this a little bit, so we will leave it at that. got this first little sand. I'm glad we finished this whole thing though. I'll flip you around so you guys can see what this looks like, you know, in proportion to me, because it really is smaller than what it seems on here. I think tomorrow night we'll do this other one over here maybe right away. Then we can put these colors away. Oh, we still have this part, but I'm gonna flip you guys around. All right, hey again. So thanks so much for coming in tonight again, guys. So look, so it's this small. I mean, it was not big. This little guy that we did here, teeny tiny little space. Oh, I think it goes. Wait, what direction are we in? There, like that. That's how it goes. So yeah, these, I'm gonna call them bleeding hearts. These are little bleeding hearts. I think they're looking all cute. Maybe I'll make this the top just because it. Well, no, you know what? I'll stick with this. This is how the design works. I think it's cute this way. But I think they look like little bleeding hearts. And yeah, so fun little blended colors. We'll do the same thing. I'm going to do the exact same combination. Just, you know, keeping it simple and nice. But all right, guys, I will be doing this again tomorrow here on Periscope, and again another 9:30 p.m. Central, and this replay will be here on Periscope for another 24 hours, and then I'm gonna download it and we're gonna get it up to YouTube and stuff too. So we'll figure out the YouTube-ness of all this transferring soon. So all right, guys, thank you again. I so appreciate you guys being here, and we'll be here. I'll still be here in Fond du Lac tomorrow. So good night. We'll embroider more tomorrow. Hope you guys are having a nice evening and have a nice nighttime too. All right, guys. See you tomorrow. Good night.